Animals, written by Kira Freed. Focus question. What are ungulates? Words to know. Browsers, herbivores, cannon bone, keratin, carnivores, omnivores, domesticated, successful, fused, ungulates, grazers. Connections. Tables with content. What are hoofed animals? 4. Odd-toed ungulates. 6. Even-toed ungulates. 10. Conclusion. 15. Glossary. 16. Index. 16. What are hoofed animals? Hoofed animals are among the most graceful creatures on earth. Large, powerful, and designed for speed. They are beautiful and fascinating. In addition to admiring them in the wild, humans have visited them in zoos, hunted them, and kept them as a source of milk, meat, wool, labor transport, and companionship. Hoofed animals all belong to a group of mammals called ungulates. All modern ungulates have related to an extinct group of hoofed animals that lived 65 million years ago. Ungulates have hooves that make a material called keratin covering their toes. Hooves are like giant toenails that serve for protection for their feet. Most hoofed animals are herbivores, plant eater, and many of them are food for carnivores, meat eater. One of their primary challenges in life is to flee fast enough to avoid getting killed by predators such as humans, lions, wolves, and hyenas. Because they need to run, hoofed animals have long, strong feet and legs. Hoofed animals' skeletons are specially shaped to help them run quickly. A human foot has 5 separate bones connecting to the toes to the ankle. But many hoofed animals instead have one long solid bone connected to the toes, hoof, to ankle. This solid bone, called a cannon bone, makes hoofed animals' leg longer to help them run farther and faster. The cannon bones also make hoofed animals' leg more solid and stable to better support their weight. Scientists placed hoofed animals into 2 different groups based on whether the animals walk on an odd or even numbers of toes. We'll look at these 2 groups separately, including some well-known members of each group. Odd-toed ungulates. Odd-toed ungulates include rhinoceros, horses, zebras, donkeys, and several other animals. Rhinos have 3 toes on each foot, while the horse-like ungulates only have 1 toe, their hoof, on each foot. These animals primarily inhabit warm environments around the world. They live in a variety of habitats, including forests, grasslands, and deserts. The food they eat, grasses and other plants, is difficult to digest, and their stomachs require the assistance of tiny bacteria to break it down. Horses, the only truly wild horses alive today, inhabit the dry grassland of Eurasia. The wild horses living in the North and South America and Australia are domesticated breeds that have escaped human control and grown wild. Horses can survive in environments with little food and water, but they must spend of their time grazing to survive in enough grass and nutrients to survive. Before machinery became commonplace, horses pulled wagons and plowed fields in modern times. Horse lovers keep them for companionship, riding, and racing. Zebras. All wild zebras live in Africa, and they primarily eat tall grasses. Aside from the famous stripes, zebras are similar to horses in appearance. The main enemies of zebras are lions, hyenas, and wild dogs, as well as humans who hunt them for their skins. There are 3 main kinds of zebras: plains, desert, and mountain zebras. Some species of zebras are severely endangered. Do you know, a zebra's bold black and white stripes are a form of camouflage. Stripes help it blend in with other zebras, especially the entire herd is running. By blending, a zebra is less likely to be singled out by a predator. A zebra's stripes are as unique as human fingerprints. No two zebra stripes are alike. Rhinoceros. The rhino, which is a native part of Africa and Asia, is another ungulate that is severely endangered. Few rhinos are still alive in the wild, most now on protected land, including national parks and nature preserves. Rhino live on plains and in forested and swampy areas, where they consume grasses, leaves, and other plants. Rhinos are the second largest land mammals after elephant. Rhinos are easy to recognize by horns on their noses, their large head, and their massive body covered in black, leathery skin. Rhino horns are made out of keratin, the same materials as hooves. Some kind of rhinos have one horn, while the same materials as hooves. Some kinds of rhinos have one horn while others have two. Even-toed ungulates. Even-toed ungulates are a large group of animals that include deer, cattle, sheep, goats, antelopes, camels, hippos, and giraffes. Some even-toed ungulates, such as camels, have only 2 toes on each foot, while others, such as hippos, have 4 toes on each foot. Even-toed ungulates have one of the most numerous groups of mammals on Earth. They are native every continent except Australia and Antarctica. They are what scientists call successful animals, meaning they have reproduced, spread out, and adapted to a wide variety of environments. Pigs and hogs, called swine, are intelligent omnivores, eating both plants and animals, with round, stocky bodies, long heads with flexible snouts, and tusks that point up. They have 4 toes on each foot, with the middle two being the largest. Swine originally lived in the wild in Europe, Asia, and Northern America. They are now raised throughout the world as food animals and are hunted in the wild. Giraffe. Giraffes are inhabitants of African grassland that have permanent short, bony horns covering by furry skin that is never shed. Giraffes are famous for their unusually long neck, their pattern of spots, and their long, blue-gray tongues. Male giraffes compete with each other for dominance by wrestling with their necks and hammering each other with their head. Hippos are large, heavy African animals that spend most of their time in water. They don't really swim, but instead walk on the bottoms of lakes and rivers. They have slightly webbed feet with 4 toes and huge teeth that pointed up. Their herbivorous diet consists of grasses, leaves, and fallen fruit, and other plants, most of which grow underwater. Do you know? An adult hippo can eat up to 136 kilograms, 300 lb of plants in a single day. That's like when you are eating more than 1,200 veggie burgers a day. Camels are large herbivorous animals that have long, curved neck, 1 or 2 humps on their backs, and 2 toes on each foot. One-hump camels live in deserts in the Middle East, India, and North Africa, while 2-hump camels live in deserts and windy grassland in Central Asia. Both kinds of camels are well suited to habitat, where food and water are scarce. Animals store fat in their humps, which help them survive when they must endure long periods of time without food. Few camels still exist in the wild. Most are kept as pack animals, and one-hump camels are also used for riding. Pronghorn antelope are herbivores that inhabit the grassland of North America. Males and females both have permanent one-spiked or pronged horns that that made of bone and covered by layers of fused hairs, which is shed each year. Pronghorns are extremely fast and healthy adults and can easily outrun predators. The most serious threat to pronghorn survival occurs on the first 2 months of life, when coyotes kill fawns in large numbers. Do you know the largest member of deer family is moose? Its antlers can weigh as much as the typical 11-year-old child, and those antlers can grow up to 25 millimeters, 1 inch a day. Deer, including elk, moose, and caribou, are herbivores. Some are grazers, eating mostly grass. Some are browsers, eating leaves, shoot, twigs, and other plant parts. Deer are found in many habitats around the world, including grassland, forest, rainforest, and tundra. Many deer migrate with the changing season to locate food. Cattle, sheep, goat, and antelopes vary widely in shape and coloring. However, they shall all feature by growing permanent horns made of bone covering with a layer of keratin. All males of this group and some female have horns. Each horn is always a single spike. The horns can be simple, curved, or spiral in shape, and antelopes often have horns that are elaborately shaped. Many domesticated animals of the group are kept for milk, meat, and wool. Conclusion: ungulates are diverse creatures, each with a unique body and lifestyle that makes it perfect, suited for the habitat in which it lives. Many ungulates, such as swine, sheep, and cattle, are raised in great numbers of food, milk, and hides, but many wild ungulates, such as rhinos, are endangered and survive only in capacity. Others are at risk of suffering the same fate of environmental destruction, hunting, and other threats for their well-being. Habitats preservation and respect for life will allow these amazing animals to continue survive into the future.